नमस्कार। आप सबों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है अब बिहारी इन अमेरिका के इस नए एपिसोड में। धन्यवाद आपका जो अब तक साथ बने रहे। आज का एपिसोड थोड़ा डिफरेंट है। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल, थोड़े अंतराल के बाद मैं आपकी ओर मुखातिब हुआ हूं, और सेकेंडली एक महत्वपूर्ण सूचना मैं आपको देना चाहता हूं। एज आई मे हैव इंडिकेटेड टू यू in the prior episodes that I have been in US for almost 3 decades. It has been 18 years since I have been citizen here. So after lots of deliberation and thinking, and partly inspired by what transpired in last 6 to 8 months, starting with my involvement in election of Bihar, and a result which was bit expected and bit unexpected. But during that time, when I went personally to campaign for two of the candidates, one, our teacher, our professor at Patna Science College, Dr. K.C. Sinha, who was standing on Jan Suraj's ticket from Kumrar constituency. And the second one, Mr. Aran Singh from my village, who stood up from Tegra constituency. They both lost, but they both were inspiring candidates in their own way. K.C. Sinha sir, for obvious reasons, prolific author of about 70 plus books in mathematics. Compared to that, Mr. Aran Singh was not very well known, but yet he had engineering degree in metallurgical engineering from BIT Sindri. After that, he worked at Indian Oil Corporation, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, and then a couple of countries in Middle East before resigning from those positions and starting a school and a hospital in Begusarai, which is the district town where my village is. Both of them are self-made people. They worked really hard, rose from the ranks, and did very well for themselves and their family, and by their students, especially Dr. K.C. Sinha. So when I went to campaign for Dr. K.C. Sinha, I found him to be really humble and a deeply optimistic person. That touched me. And I have been thinking for a long time that politics is a vehicle that can bring positive change to people's lives. Plato has said rightly a couple of thousand years back that if wise and good people, I'm paraphrasing, if wise and good people do not take care of their affairs and the governance, then they are doomed to be ruled by fools. That was true then, that is true now. So I have seen many of our friends, myself included, and lots of members of our families and communities, they suffer. Some suffer silently, some complain, some are armchair critics, but yet they do not join the active politics because politics has become a dirty word. And it's a shame. The same politics I recall during the time of my father or before that, it used to be a really idealistic place. Forget about other countries. I have seen and heard in India that most of the people who used to go into politics, they were driven by idealism and drive for public service. We can name anyone, whether it was Dr. Rajendra Prasad, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and everyone, including Gandhi. They were either lawyer or eminent intellectuals in their field. Some of them cleared Indian Civil Services, ICS, and left that to join politics. It used to be a noble profession. As the values of society was driven away from idealism to the point that by 70s, whether in America, when the Nixon's Watergate happened, or in India, when Mrs. Gandhi became prominent in Indian politics and let corruption become mainstream. During that time and onwards, politics slowly and slowly started becoming a dirty word. And to the point such that none of the people, whether they are in teaching or in law or in science or mathematics, they want to come into this sphere. They want to stay as far away as possible. Now, during this process, because the good people stopped coming into the field of politics, politics was left to people who were mostly scoundrels. So now it's up to us to either sit on the sidelines or take a plunge. I have always felt that there is end to meeting your needs, but there is no end to greed. And personally, without asking everyone to do it, although everyone should at least try to get involved in some kind of civic or community activities. If you have benefited from the goods and services in a society, there comes a time when we ought to give back to our society, to take our experiences, whether it has been in bureaucracy, in science, engineering, program management, or research field. Come back to politics and see how we can benefit society, our local community, our nation in a way that will serve the larger good. So, after much deliberation, I have decided to run for the Congress from my congressional district, which is called CA15, or California's 15th congressional district. I aim to serve as a representative at the House of Representatives, which is one of the two central bodies of US Congress, another being Senate. In the House, there are 435 members, and they have dual responsibilities, one towards their constituents, being their voice, and make sure that all the federal matters that concerns them, the best ones have the best constituent services. I remember several years back, I had to go to one of my own congressmen, Tom Lantos's office, was extremely prompt, and whatever my issue was, it was resolved in a prioritized fashion. So I wish to be the same kind of representative. I am fighting this election as a Democrat, as an insurgent, challenging the current incumbent. This is one of the most audacious goals that I have signed up for in my life. And it will require all your good wishes, all my energy, effort, help from friends, volunteers. This is not an individual effort. How people say that it takes a village to raise a kid, I would say it will take several cities to help me get elected. Now this process will play out in 2 steps. First, I will have to clear the hurdle. I have to qualify in the primary election, which will be held on June 2nd, 2026. If I become one of the 2 top candidates to secure the highest number of votes, I'll go to the general election in November, and I believe that is on a Tuesday, first Tuesday in November, November 3rd, where the top 2 candidates will fight to become the member of House of Representatives from our district. Now, since this will take a long time, actually it's not that much time. It is only 5 to 6 months for me to gather all the resources, talk about policy positions, and trying to have dialogue with a constituent in my district and convince them that I'm the right person for the job. I'm going to draw from all the experiences that I have had so far in personal life, in professional life, and take all the zeal and passion that I have used in solving great number of mission critical problems, delivering projects which were of global nature, and see how we can solve some of the biggest challenges that not only stare our constituents, the brothers and sisters of California 15th District, but also everybody in our country. A country so rich as the United States, it's a travesty that we have one of the worst healthcare Medicare system. A system which is run by for-profit insurance company is failing to deliver goods. We don't have to look somewhere else for a good example. Within our system, there is a government-run Medicare for seniors, anybody above 65 years, which happen to be the most risky pool. A system that has continued since last 60 years, since it was enacted in 1965 during the time of LBJ, that is serving our seniors quite well. We need to take that system and implement it for all of the citizens of the United States. It is one of the most defining issues of our time, and we need to solve it not for ourselves, but to keep America a solvent society for future generations. A system that works for seniors. It is one of the most efficient systems with least amount of bureaucracy, to the tune of only 2% is consumed in the administrative cost compared to for-profit private insurance companies, where it is up to almost 20%. we are a capitalist society and we would remain a capitalist society if we make sure that there are goods that are for public good, and there we don't have just bunch of high premium seeking, price gouging, profiteering, but a viable public option. I do not know about other countries, but I have lived here and seen here and experienced that the government works here. We need to make sure that we have a clear understanding that free market doesn't mean that you can't have a public option along with the private option. Let the public and private options compete with each other, and whichever provides the most efficient services, the best value for the money, that is the service that we should choose. So I have one request, that during this next 5 to 6 months, I would not be very available to do any commentary or have a conversation about what's going on in Bihar, and I wish the current government of Bihar all the best to deliver on the promises that they have made in their manifesto towards general public. But I would request all of you to come and watch my campaign on a different YouTube channel. You can still follow my campaign on a YouTube channel called Mantosh Kumar for Congress, and I'm putting the link here for my website. I know that only US citizens or a green card holder can contribute or donate to my campaign, but all my friends and family members and whoever are the well-wishers all over the world, please feel free to continue engaging with me and tracking my campaign as we march rapidly towards June 2nd. Till then, thank you very much.